So excited to welcome our very special guests who are with us. And as always, we are going to begin with the reading of our mission statement to ground our work together this evening. And Board Member Ruthie Dallas is going to do that for us tonight.
Thank you. The mission of Intermediate District 287 is to be the premier provider of innovative, specialized services to ensure that each member district can meet the unique learning needs of its students.
Thank you. And will you also start board member introductions?
And I'm Ruthie Dallas, representing Brooklyn Center Community Schools number 286.
Oh, Ann Casey, proudly representing St. Louis Park.
I'm Crystal Brackey from Richfield Public Schools.
Shannon Andreessen from Hopkins Public Schools.
I'm Heidi Marty with West Tonka Public Schools.
I'm Kim Ross, Eden Prairie Public Schools.
Dan Ginestra, Wayzata Public Schools.
And we have a number of board members who can't be here tonight and send their regrets. Board member Renee Bowman from Robbinsdale, Jackie Mosqueda Jones from Osseo, Karen Orcutt from Orno, Michael Birdman from Edina, and we might still be joined by Mike Remicall from Minnetonka. But as always, they wish they could be here. And I send emails to specifically share some of the highlights of board meetings so that they don't miss the best parts. So with that, we're going to get to the best parts in just a second. First, we need to approve this evening's meeting agenda. There are no changes from what has been sent out in advance. So is there a motion to approve the general meeting agenda as presented?
So,
We have a motion by Heidi Marty and a second
Second.
by Ruthie Dallas. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? The chair votes aye and the agenda is approved. Now we have open forum for community comments. I don't believe anybody signed up to speak with us tonight.
No, Madam Chair.
Thank you. So we will move to approval of the consent agenda containing routine business items that we will approve as a group unless there is an item a board member would like removed for individual consideration. Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Shannon Andreessen and a second by Kim Ross. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The chair votes aye and the consent agenda is approved, and we are at the best part of every meeting, share the success and recognitions. First up, we have our spotlight this month highlighting a student at the North Education Center. So I'm going to turn things over to Principal Aslan O'Dwyer, who is going to introduce our special guest tonight.
So it's Aslan Dwyer. O'Dwyer. Yeah, it's okay. O'Dwyer. No, it's okay. O'Dwyer are my relatives that came over from Ireland, but they changed it to Dwyer when they came across to make it sound not Irish.
It's like I knew.
So you
that,
knew
but I
it.
didn't.
Yeah. So when Darwin and I prepared for this, I told him that I would normally tell a joke about myself because I get nervous and I do. So here we go. I almost didn't make it today because I got 2 FaceTimes from my husband this morning that I missed before morning busing. So you know something went wrong. My 2-year-old fell down the stairs and got a really big shiner. He's okay. But I was like, oh gosh, I need to go home. Do we need to do urgent care? Life of a working mom. We just brought him to daycare and he did fine. So there we go. So anyway, thank you all for having me tonight. As I was introduced, my name is Aslan Dwyer and I'm the principal of North Education Center. At NEC, we serve students kindergarten through 12th grade in all disability areas. And we also have an ALC, NECA, serving an average of 40 students this year. Our current building enrollment is just under 240 students with 213 staff. Needless to say, NEC is really busy. Some of you may know this has been my first year serving as principal, and it has been one of the most challenging years of my educational career. Through staffing shortages, staff work injuries, and mid-year program changes, we have problem solved through it all. And I am so grateful for the team of educators that I get to work alongside with each day. Our school improvement plan focused on reducing the number of restrictive procedures and increasing student literacy skills in one of the 5 areas, or the 5 pillars of literacy. The last few months, we have had some really joyous events at NEC. We had our first annual Equity Entrepreneurship Fair. We celebrated Educator Appreciation Week. We had our Festival of Nations and a family night that focused all on taking care of our community. We took community outings to Grand Slam and Como Zoo, and we have an upcoming community outing to French Park. We also have 3 more events coming up: our talent show, our graduation, where we will be celebrating 27 students, and our end of the year carnival. One of those 27 students who will be graduating on June 4th is Darwin. Darwin is currently a Tier 2 high school student. He has been a student at NEC since 2nd grade. He has been a student in our elementary, middle, and high school programs. This year, Darwin has been a student leader. He wrote his first appeal to me as the president of our student government, encouraging me to enforce student hall passes to decrease in elopement. He started a job working as a student custodian. He again wrote to me in March regarding our 22 planters that we have around the building that have been in disrepair. This sparked together our idea of cleaning all of the planters and having a family night themed around taking care of our community. Classrooms were able to adopt a planter and participate in the event. These days, Darwin can be found assisting in the cafeteria, outdoors, or in the main hallway. Darwin loves history. He enjoys map making. In fact, when we were prepping for tonight, he was making a mythical map of Asia, right? Okay, I was like really nervous I was gonna get that wrong. He has been a great student custodian and student leader in the NEC community, and it is my pleasure to highlight Darwin and his parents, Jessica and Jeff, tonight. I also want to thank Darwin's teachers, Kirsten and John Videra, who's retired but hasn't missed a day of work all year, for being here tonight. With that, I would like to welcome them to the podium.
Apologize for my,
You can lift it up if you want.
oh, right. I apologize for my lack of dress, but I have an excuse. I'm a student custodian. I'm glad to be here too, and I'd love to thank my parents and Miss Kirsten and John, especially too, who I always lose to in chess, unfortunately, as much as I like to pretend I don't. And I welcome questions along with that too, because I have no clue where to go from.
You're doing great. I did check before. Darwin said questions are okay. So if there's anything people would like to ask or share,
That was
So-
it.
go ahead.
Did I hear correctly? You're graduating.
Yeah, I am.
Do you have any plans post-graduation?
I was going to go to Northampton Community College for 2 years and hopefully from there transfer to the U of M.
Nice.
That's available at any point.
That's great.
Sounds like a great plan.
Yeah,
Political science. I find politics greatly interesting.
nice.
Yeah, that was my major at the U of M, and it's a really great programming experience, so good luck in that.
That's a question.
This is awkward.
So
I'm so glad to be here. It's an entertaining
If it
bunch of people.
helps, It's awkward for us too.
Yes. Hey.
I meant it when I said you're doing great. So clearly political science, we heard about some of your activism as a student leader. Where does that come from for you? That interest and that drive?
I don't actually know. Perhaps it's my own sense of altruism to give myself a false sense of security. Uh, as may come from us all, I don't know. It brings into question. I'm going on a tangent. I do that often. I suppose I got tired of staring at the trees growing out of the planters in the garden, and I got tired of disorder in the high school wing because I don't like it when people wander out of their classes and wander into my classes, because that's slightly annoying, honestly.
You solved the problem. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a high school senior as well in my family, and I, as a board member in my home district and in 287, hearing a student say, like, I have a sense of altruism, like that is like the most success we can have as a school district, right? Like, keep that with you, and we are really proud of you for that.
That debates the existence of altruism.
You said
It's that little warm fuzzy feeling on the inside, really. That's the whole payment you get.
Really proud of you, Darwin.
I appreciate that pride with more than any of you could ever imagine. Uh,
I do have one more question, actually. So hearing that you have been at North Education Center since second grade,
yeah.
are you one of the longest tenured students at the
It's
school?
certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
I guess I just kind of got used to the place and thought I could do better before I left. So I decided not to transition because one, that sounds like a hassle, and two, I've grown to enjoy it there, even as limited it may seem, I suppose, in some eyes.
I think it's great. It's all about finding what is the best place for you. And if that is the best place for you, then I am really happy that it has been there for you. Yeah. Any other comments or questions? Ruthie, go ahead.
Having such a tenure, have you served as a mentor to any of the new ones coming in?
I like to think so. You know, one of apparently I won't tell any names because that would be informal and rude of me. But apparently one of the students came with a great lack of interest and or I suppose I should say ability, low literacy, I should say, and I've been trying to rectify that mistake throughout their life, which is terribly sinful. Everyone should read. And there are other people as well, friends, some I consider, others less so. But I try to help everyone I can, honestly. And I think that's been going fairly well so far. It gives me a reason to stay, even if my better judgment says not to. And so I have decided to.
Yes.
The only other thing I would add is he has an ability that the kids like him, like who doesn't like Darwin?
I can think of several people. I can think of several people.
That they're hiding in the weeds because people have a genuine appreciation of you, staff and students.
I appreciate their appreciation, I suppose.
You also could have a career in stand-up.
Yeah, yes, I've been made aware of this. Yes. No.
Well, thank you so much. Truly, you are a joy.
Thank
So
you.
wonderful to be able to celebrate you and your community who came here tonight with you. Wish you all the best, and I'm sure some of us will be excited to celebrate your graduation with you on
Yes.
June 4th.
One more thing. Honestly, walking in here, I was terrified and nervous of this moment. I thank you for being so welcoming to me, all of you. And I find throughout being honest through all of this, it has alleviated those fears to a great extent.
Glad to hear that.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks
Yeah,
for being
thank
here.
you.
All right. The lucky person who gets to follow Darwin tonight is Principal Deb. Should I call you Deb O. Carlson? Our South Education Center principal, who is going to introduce our Above and Beyond winner for this.
Yes. Here's a picture of Kayla Kennedy Jones, who is super lovely and was planning to come tonight. She's a single mom and her daughter is 4 and very, like, really a peanut. And my son is 14 and not a peanut. I was like, no worries, because they can entertain themselves over here. But Kayla went to pick up Kylie and she was sick when she got to daycare. So she is sends her regrets. But I just wanted to share a little bit about her. So last year when we had the nomination process for Above and Beyond at South, we had one person nominated. And she is a speech pathologist and she's lovely. And so I'm super happy she got it. But this year, we're like, we're really going to encourage people to recognize people that they work with, so like we can honor the true meaning of above and beyond. And so we ended up getting about 20 people filled out the form and recommended. And like in our heads, in case people didn't do it, the admin team had been kind of talking about like, who are some people, and we had landed like, okay, like I think Kayla is somebody like, I know I really like, she's really awesome and she's a great staff and whatever. And then she got nominated twice. So it was clear that she really truly deserved it, not only in the eyes of administration, but of her peers as well. And she was nominated by one of the groups of people that nominated her were the work experience coordinators and the work experience teachers in our building, because Kayla is in a tier 3 transition classroom with students who have not frequently left the classroom before this year, and certainly never left the building. But in 1 year of being with Kayla, who's the ESP in that room, they go to VET every day and they leave the building to go to job sites. And they talked a lot in their recommendation of her about her ability to intuit what the students need and not to coddle or prevent hard things from happening, but to make sure that they get what they need so they can be successful and as independent as possible. So I think that's just how she rolls. She's been with us for about 2 years and is working on continuing her education at Normandale right now so that she can become a teacher in the future. Yeah. So, and I think she will be a future ITRAC candidate. And I think she'd really love to be an apprentice. I think she just has 1 semester left of school to be there. Yeah. And I really wish you could meet her because she's gracious and far more eloquent than I, but every time I come to you, I explain to you how awesome the people in my building are, and then they aren't here. But I assure you, she exists. Marcy met her. Yes, everybody. There were tons of people around, and when she got their award, they all went crazy clapping for her. So it's very fun. So, yeah.
We believe you.
Okay. Good. Good.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
That's a delightful picture.
Yeah.
And please tell Kayla our congratulations and
I
just
will.
gratitude for the work that she does. That's really fantastic.
Yeah, I will. Thank you so much.
It's-
Yep, have a good meeting.
Shout out to Deb. When we presented this, we usually just present to the winner. It's a fun surprise. What Deb also shared is everybody that was nominated. And so everybody got to celebrate everybody in the space because it was a professional development day and staff were together eating lunch. And so just the sense of community and honoring your staff is a brilliant part of who you are. So I just
Thank
wanna
you.
point out that.
Thank you. Yes, I really appreciate that. Yeah, it was a very fun day. Thanks.
Thank
again.
you so much.
Yep,
for
have a
being
good
here.
night.
Thanks to your son too.
He gets to go to a restaurant now. So he's
Okay.
There's a reward today. Take care.
All right, we are going to move on to the superintendent's report, which this evening contains 1 item. I'm going to turn it over to Superintendent Dowd in a moment, but first just want to share, this really is the first step, if you want to think about it, of our annual superintendent evaluation process. Is Superintendent Dowd sharing an update on her goals for this year. And so I'm going to talk more about the process at the end of the meeting, but I just wanted to preface what you shared with the fact that this is really going to be a foundation of our evaluation that we do in June, and that you'll get more information about that, including a link to this presentation as we go through that process as a board.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So as Chair Brackey shared, there will be an evaluation that is part of the superintendency, but what also is added is a goal. And so just want to share, I usually share the goal in the fall. And then at the end of the year, I give you an update on how, where we are with where I am with accomplishing that goal. So for the past 2 years, my goal has been around the strategic plan. And you would think, aren't we done with that yet? Are we in implementing? Well, yes, it feels like it was like a year ago, but actually we didn't finish the final draft of the strategic plan until December. And then we developed goals from January to the rest of the school year is kind of a preliminary setting of a big launch into the next year. And so my goal was to finalize and approve the goals outlined in the strategic plan as well as the goals. You do have a document in front of you this is the final report that was shared on the December 12th board meeting. And so in it, you will see, all of the components of it. And I'll just briefly go over some of it.
And can I say, I believe this student on the front cover was the really special student that
Yes.
shared with us a couple months ago, right?
That's correct. So,
Good to know.
so the report you have is the final report. It was presented December 14th, the school board meeting. As part of the strategic plan, we developed themes: achieving academic success, cultivating equity and inclusion, promoting social emotional learning. We also redid our beliefs and values. So we, the value of inclusion and what we believe around it, integrity, trust, and authenticity. How these were developed is that once we had the components of the strategic plan, we asked the staff, what will it take to accomplish this? And who are we? And that's really, it's the voices of our staff, our leaders that develop the values and beliefs that we hold within the strategic plan. So as a review, as part of the goals, you had 6-month goals. They're also in your document tonight. And again, they were shared earlier, but just under achieving academic success, just a reminder that we did have goals under students, staff, and parents, caregivers. Same thing for cultivating equity and inclusion. And then promoting social learning, same structure. We really, just as a reminder, why we outlined students, staff, families, and caregivers is because when the themes came out and what does it mean, really talked about who would be impacted by the strategic plan. And so we really connected to, there was action items around the students, there were action items around the staff, and around families and caregivers. So we finished the strategic plan. We are full on implementation. The team that is here, the administrative team that's here is a big part of the strategic plan and leading the focus area groups, making sure the goals are completed. The board said, those are pretty lofty goals for 6 months. And I have to tell you, this team is amazing. And they were lofty goals. And we are on track to accomplish them by June 30th. So very, very proud of our team here, all the staff that participated. We have a strong group that's really the focus area work groups. We have strong staff members that are committed to coming to every meeting, looking at where we are in the strategic plan and implementation. This couldn't have been done without the significant input that we got from students, staff, and families, and caregivers. And it has changed the way we do things in District 287, where we always say who is impacted, who is and who needs to implement, and that's how we bring people to the table. You see it, the same parallel to the ad hoc committee and policy work. And at the end of the day, you'll get a report on the 6-month goals in August. Will be done in June 30th, but we do not have a board meeting in July, so it will be August board meeting that you'll get the outcome of 6 months. Questions, concerns regarding my goal? No concerns, just questions.
Couple minutes to digest.
Who's our photographer?
Rachel, in our communication department.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's funny, I had the same reaction, Ruthie, as I was
That's a
flipping
great
through, which
job.
is the images in this, and that, they're not stock images, like they're images from our schools of our students and our staff and our community. I think it's really wonderful.
So we have an opt-out policy for any families and students that want to opt out of public pictures. But I have to tell you, it was our staff that said, anything we do, it needs to represent us, who we are. And so that has been a visual change within the district too. That's great.
Yeah, I guess I just have one comment. I mean, I love the way that you think about this holistically and that there are goals for students, staff, and families and caregivers for every pillar of the strategic plan. Because a lot of times, you know, you look at it and it's sort of like, pew, pew, you know, it's not always as comprehensive, or not every pillar is thought about from every perspective. So I think that's really, really cool.
Any other comments or questions?
I'm just really proud, like,
Uh,
just to have you say, you know, like, we set some lofty goals. And thanks to the, like, amazing work of some, like, and hard work
Yep.
of these folks, and folks all over the district, like, we're gonna meet it. That's so exciting.
All right. Well, I am looking forward to our annual evaluation. Board members look for an email from me tomorrow with links. And then it is also going to be in the Friday letter that Marcy shared with the board. So you'll have it in 2 places in your inbox. And I can't remember the specific date. I think I requested that you complete it maybe by June 10th. Our meeting is on the 13th. I think, yeah, the beginning of that week, so you should have ample time, basically, is what I'm trying to say. To complete. Go ahead.
And just to share, you'll get, one of the links will be a document. The evaluation for the superintendent has 3 major components. And so I have a document providing evidence and active links for you, so you can look at that evaluation component, my evidence throughout the evaluation. So that's how it's structured when you get it.
Trying to make it as straightforward as possible, and you do a great job of putting those pieces together for us as a board. Thank you. All right, we will move on to our next item, which is the Business Services and Labor Relations Report, where we have 3 human resources items this evening that are all, things that we do about this time every year. So I'm going to turn it over to Kevin Witherspoon, our Director of Human Resources.
Thank you, Chair Brackey, members of the board, Superintendent Dowd. It is that time of year, and I'm here tonight with several resolutions. It's necessary to pass some resolutions terminating some contracts of probationary staff. So the first resolution is for probationary teaching contracts. And I think, yeah.
Okay. So the first of 3, do you want to just, so this is to specifically, I just
Yep.
want to make sure that people are clear. This one is to terminate the probationary licensed teachers through non-renewal, right?
Correct. And so I should back up. This is standard operating procedure for school districts. Every year we
Yes.
do this, and we have to do it by state statute before July 1st. So the group that we have here is probationary licensed teachers.
Great. And there is the resolution in our board packet. And so our traditional practice is to waive the reading of the resolution and then do the roll call vote as a board. Are there any questions before we do that? Is there a motion to waive the reading and approve the resolution related to the termination and non-renewal of probationary teachers?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Ann Casey and a second by Heidi Marty. Any final discussion? The clerk will pull the board.
Shannon Andreessen, yes. Crystal Brackey.
Aye.
Ann Casey.
Aye.
Ruthie Dallas.
Aye.
Dan Genestra.
Aye.
Heidi Marty.
Aye.
And Kim Ross.
Aye. Thank you. The resolution passes. So you just do a brief introduction of the next one?
Yep. So the next resolution is relating to the termination and non-renewal of probationary non-licensed employees. Those are our educational support professionals.
Thank you. So same process. Are there any questions? There a motion to waive the reading and approve the resolution relating to the termination and non-renewal of probationary non-licensed employees.
Second.
We have a motion by Kim Ross and a second by Ruthie Dallas. Any final discussion? The clerk will pull the board.
Shannon Andreessen, I. Crystal Brackey.
Aye.
Ann Casey.
Aye.
Ruthie Dallas.
Aye.
Dan Janestra.
Aye.
Heidi Marty.
Aye.
And Kim Ross.
Aye.
The resolution passes.
Thank you. And then the final one.
Sure. The final resolution is relating to the temporary licensed positions. These are teaching positions and they are those who hold a tier 1 license, a tier 2 license, or an out of field permission.
Thank you. Any questions? Is there a motion to waive the reading and approve the resolution relating to the temporary license tier 1, tier 2, and out of field positions ending June 30th, 2024?
So moved.
We have a motion by Kim Ross and a second by Heidi Marty. Any final discussion? The clerk will pull the board.
Shannon Andreessen, I. Crystal Brackey.
Aye.
Ann Casey.
Aye.
Ruthie Dallas.
Aye.
Dan Janestra.
Aye.
Heidi Marty.
Aye.
And Kim Ross.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
Thank you. I know, as you said, this is a routine item that we do every year. That does not mean that we don't take it seriously, or that we don't understand the weight of these decisions for the people involved. So I just want to acknowledge that. It is, I think, for all of us, one of our least favorite parts
I
of
would
being on
agree.
a school board is that this happens every year. And just want to acknowledge that.
And I also want the board to know that with this last resolution for the temporary license positions, some of them will be rehired, right? They're temporary because of their license status. So,
Thank you, Kevin.
thank you.
We move now to the board business section of the agenda. We do not have any policy reviews for us tonight. It's like a gift for our superintendent. So there are just a couple items that I will share. I actually already largely covered the superintendent evaluation process, so I will just say, look for next steps in your email related to that. I think the 2 meetings that we have in June are both going to be really important and full of big things. Like I mentioned, we'll have a closed session on June 13th for our superintendent evaluation, and then we'll do the public summary on the 24th. In addition, June 24th is our board retreat. And so the board retreat is scheduled for 4:30 p.m. here in the district service center, and then we will roll into our school board meeting at the regular time of 6:30.
It's the 27th, right? Is
Did
it
I say the
4th or-
27th? You're correct. Yep, I wrote the wrong date down. Thank you. June 27th,
And what time is the retreat? 4:30?
4:30.
And may I ask, what is the subject of the retreat?
It will be a summary of the school year and things moving into the next school year,
Awesome.
as well as a get to know you.
Good question, Dan. Thanks. A couple other important reminders. Juanine has sent out the graduation sign-up sheet. You know, who doesn't want to go to North and celebrate Darwin's graduation?
I'm really-
And all of the other wonderful students that we have yet to meet. So please make sure that you look at that and sign up. In particular, so the school knows who is going to be there. It is very helpful for them, I think, to not be surprised by us showing up. There is a Get on the Bus scheduled for June 18th, West Suburban Summer School. So please invite fellow school board members and let Juanine know if you are coming or if you are bringing guests with you. I think those are the main reminders that I had to cover. Okay, good. So with that, actually, I'll share one other thing while we're here because we're at the 35-minute mark so far. There is an AMSD meeting tomorrow, and the main subject of the discussion is a summary of the legislative session. And so I know that that's usually sort of a really popular meeting because it's folks from the Department of Education really walking through what was just passed and the implications for all of us in our district. So you can attend virtually, you can attend in person, but it is tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m. So just wanted to put in that plug. We will move now to once around the table, an opportunity for board members to share information or updates with each other. Does anybody have anything they'd like to share?
So I'll share, I'm pleased to share that we have a new middle school principal, Cedric Fuller, who who's returning to our district from Robbinsdale. He had been an assistant principal at our middle school prior to this last year, and so we're really excited to have him back home with us.
Yes. Dan, thank you.
So I'm very happy and excited to announce that Ms. Julie Johnson was named Assistant Principal of the Year. She is our principal at Wayzata Central Middle School. We're very excited for her. She will receive her commendation at the MASSP Summer Conference, which is in June. So we're very excited for her. A lot of great achievements over the years she's been with us, and no doubt countless more. So congratulations, Ms. Johnson.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Okay, being nothing else, is there a motion to adjourn? So moved. We have a motion by Aunt Casey. Shannon, did I hear you too? It was Heidi. A second by Heidi Marty. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye, and we are adjourned at 7:07 PM. Happy Thursday, everyone. Gonna sign all these documents. Go enjoy the sunset. It was a beautiful day.
I think it's full moon tonight.
Really?
It was amazing.
Or maybe.
I
it's
don't know
not.
if it was full yet.
Okay.
Want to pick them up over at we're in our stadium.
I'm gonna hopefully go home and do that. Watch the moonrise.
Watch the rest.
Yeah, I face directly east.
Nice.
So it.
You're like Harold in the purple
Pretty
crayon.
much.
Aw. Knows where his window is. It's always right around.
For you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, Shannon.
You know, they made a play out of it at the Minnesota Children's Museum.
I think I do remember that.
I took my kids to it. It was so lovely.
I actually literally saw a copy of that book for today because my big kid has been taking it babysitting.
That's
Yeah,
adorable.
he takes a little stack every time he goes.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is. Yeah, and they gave out little pack of crayons, but they were all purple.
Oh,
All the kids. And I still remember that.
it really is a classic that is totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
It holds up. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Good night. See you in a few weeks.
No.